Hello everyone, this is Dimitrios Zoros and this is a new series in our Deathgineers channel here in YouTube regarding the many and interesting books from the Black Library, the literature arm of Games Workshop and effectively Warhammer 40k. In this series of videos, I will be presenting you some books that I have read, something like a book club. It will be spoilers heavy, I warned you. Of course, this episode and all the others. We will discuss the contents of each book and, of course, the repercussions they probably have in the universe of Warhammer 40k. And we are starting with one of the latest books the Black Library has offered us, Archmagos by Guy Haley. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing some of the names. It's effectively a new Belisarius Cole novel. I do have Gene Father and the Great Works. I haven't read them. I believe that there are many basically references to the book. I want also to make note that the book is effectively the continuation. Pretty much, I believe it's the latest in the Warhammer 40k lore as it is today, in the end of the 10th edition, just before the 500 Worlds event that will end this edition. It is based on what has come with the previous series, with the novels, the 9 novels that have guided us through the most of the events that have transpired the previous years. Effectively, I mean the Dawn of Fire series, also the Dark Imperium series, where Guilliman fights off Mortarion and the Death Guard, and of course anything that has come before this. As we will see, it has some great repercussions for the universe of 40k. Also, the Arcs of Omen they don't get a reference, at least I believe. I haven't read the books. I have read, some synopses, but there are some major characters from there that appear here. So let's go and take a look at the almost 300 pages of this book and what it means for our beloved Warhammer 40k universe. First of all, let's talk about the setting. The book is effectively, sorry for using the word effectively many times, first of all, is divided in 3 parts. It's represented in various chapters. We first of all have the Archmagos setting, the part that has to do with Belisarius Cole. Archmagos, Dominus Belisarius Cole, prime conduit of the Omnissiah. And we start with Solana of Mars, or as he's called. She was called back in Mars, Ferverum Kai 869-976-44 Phi 02T45 from the Tharsis Manufactorum Complex, as Belisarius Cole at some point informs us. She is one of the founding 4 of the Logos Historica Verita, basically one of the let's say authorities, institutions that Guilliman, as the Imperial Regent now, has founded in order to make the Imperium great again. Sorry for the pun. as he has seen with his return that his father's empire has succumbed to basically a bureaucratic ecclesiarchy with minimum effectiveness. One of the things he wants to do is to restore knowledge, to restore history. And this is why he saved, effectively, Solana of Mars, Archmagos, that was on the brink of heresy and scheduled to be executed. I haven't researched, that is not good for me, the book that all this is transpires, but I guess it's some book in the Dawn of Fire series. Solana of Mars, Solana from now on, is an emissary of Roboute Guilliman, the regent, and she is aboard the Light of Reason, one of the new ships that are roaming now the galaxy, and she travels through the warp and towards the fleet of Belisarius Cole and his flagship Zara Quesitor. In the first chapters of the book, we see how this ship, the Light of Reason, travels through warp and how it translates into the material world in order to effectively, in the end, reach the Belisarius fleet near the Scorian Singularity, a great black hole that Belisarius Cole has some business with. Solana is there with a mission from Guilliman in order to monitor Belisarius. She is basically labeled as a spy of Roboute by Belisarius, and he's fine with it, actually. She's trying to convince him that Roboute is not an enemy, that she is not a spy, but Belisarius very cutely dismisses her explanations. Let's go to the chase. Why is Belisarius... first of all, I want to say that the translation part is very good. It shows how difficult it is to go from a Materium world to Materium to the warp, and how to go back from the warp to Materium world. It's not just, a flick of a button. It's a dangerous and very exhausting thing. It gives off the vibe of the book that we will get to see a lot of, details of the Warhammer world explained to us. So let's go back to Belisarius and why he's in this Scorian Singularity. This black hole basically holds a very nice secret. You can monitor, if you look closely, that there is actually a planetary mass orbiting this singularity. What Belisarius explains to Solana is that this planet has fallen into this black hole's effect of time delusion, which means that probably this planet is actually stuck in time many million years ago, and actually it has stayed in the war on the heavens period, when the Necrons fought the old ones and their new races of orcs and Eldari. Cole explains how he is going to embark on this planet in order to steal some secrets, some information, some data from its world engine, from its vaults of information, in order to be able to further enhance his ability to manipulate, to use Xenos technology, Necrons technology at that. This is actually the first 4 chapters of the book. The next time we see again this setting going forward, it's on 9th chapter, when we see Gvo 89, or Friedrich as Cole calls him, a clone slash servitor slash abominable intelligence. Although he dismisses this label, he's presenting himself to Solana as a sophisticated servitor without any silica animus in him. And we also meet Alpha Primus, the prime specimen of the Primaris Space Marines, a gargantuan space marine with extended warp powers, a great psychic, as we will see later on in the book. We also meet constructor artisan Fidelius Hothan 32R, or Demicar of Akatran, and the macro engineer Liquid Vranch from Tigris, basically collaborators to Belisarius Cole, as he's on the precipice of tech heresy, and he's glad about it. These 2 Magos, they are helping Cole with some problems that have arisen theoretically about his travel to this war world that has been stuck in time. There are a lot of technical details inside the book. I don't think it's of any merit to go in length here in this presentation. But they want to create some sort of an array of machines that will allow Cole to maintain the energies within a tunnel of light that will allow him to travel to this paused world without creating any great consequences for his fleet, because the moment they bore this tunnel through this time continuum pause, great energies will be dispersed in the vicinity. So this goes for the 9th and 10th chapter. Then again we go from 14 to 17, and we see how they travel on the war world with the help of a severed head of a Necron construct. Her name is Azaneth Ayu. She is from the dynasty of Necrons that is called the Nihilak dynasty. When they arrive at this world, they see various battles that have stopped in time. It is very clever how the book acknowledges some stuff like, okay, since the time has stopped, how does they see, and light doesn't travel, so they shouldn't be able to see. But it addresses the fact with some sort of there are abnormalities in such situations, but at least it acknowledges such things. And I love it when books of science fiction, of a science fiction setting, they acknowledge that there are things that cannot be explained or that they are wrong. And even if they just say, we acknowledge it, but it happens because science. As they travel in this world, they see ancient Eldari that they cannot understand from which subfaction of the Eldari they come, because they are basically ancient ones. They travel through this world and in its world engine in order to reach the logic nexus. And when they reach it, they actually see that there are some Necrons, there's some cryptex and the Lord and some immortals fighting off. and they understand that there are some gates that are about to open, and something it would come from there. Skipping a chapter in the 19th chapter, Azaneth Ayu betrays them as they try to wake up one of the cryptex, the Chuchek one, as it is called, which cooperates with them despite Azaneth Ayu trying to betray them, because effectively she is a known enemy of them, as they are from the Induk dynasty, an enemy of the Nihilak dynasty, because the Nihilaks tried to destroy the Induks by directing a comet on their prime tomb world and effectively spreading the flayed one's virus on them and totally destroying them. Of course, probably the Induk do not exist anymore because those Necrons are there after millions of years. They tried to do the same thing as Belisarius tried, but they were caught in this time pause. They managed, the Belisarius Call retinue managed to wake up one of these, and they effectively, in the end, they woke up all the other ones. They made them, synchronize with their time. And Lord Laskek, that was the group's leader, agreed to ally with Cole. In the 22nd chapter, we see flayed ones coming from the gates. Effectively, they are their own people that in the Induk that have turned into flayed ones, that have turned against them. Belisarius Cole enters the logic nexus, tries to unlock all the knowledge within it. Kvo goes in the next chapter, and finally, covering chapter 25, Cole with Kvo come back from the logic nexus, having unlocked it, having attained the knowledge that they were after, but the Necrons are trying to betray them and kill them and take this knowledge for themselves. But Primus easily kills the Lord. At this point, I want to say that in general, Primus is such a badass in this book. He is very powerful. He's very an accomplished fighter. I don't want to go into many details. I know I have already spoiled much of the book, but you should read it regardless to see the various battles and how the characters are fleshed out. All in all, end of 25th chapter, the retinue leaves the planet, and as they leave it, they cannot contain anymore all this energy from the unposing and posing within the tunnel. It's explained very nicely in the book. The fleet barely makes it out by entering the warp, and of course Zar, the flagship of Belisarius, manages in the final moment to escape into the warp and go somewhere else. And where is that somewhere else indeed? The second setting of the book follows Tetrarch of Vespator, Decimus Adrodinus Felix, in his Gravis armor and with his chosen of Vespator, as they come on a planet, the planet of Ulfheim, which is located in the Beta Calapus system, under the gaze of the Pit of Rakos. Pit of Rakos is a minor warp rift. It's older than the Great Rift. It's an isolated warp rift within the galaxy. And basically, this is a stage area for some technologies that Belisarius Cole wants to experiment with. So in order to give Gilliman the ways to travel to the dark part of our galaxy. Also, it was the stage of a great battle by Roboute Gilliman during the Indomitus Crusade against the Chaos forces. Basically, the experiment of Cole entails some pylons that can close warp rifts. So if they succeed here, they will be able to allow passage into the Attilan Gate, so that Roboute can safely go into the Nihilus part of the galaxy. Here we have the Wolf Spear chapter, Great Company, I don't remember how they call them, of the Space Wolves. We have the Bjarni Arvidsson and Jarmin and some other very nicely put out characters. We have mention of the Overlord gunship, which is twice as big as a Thunderhawk, is a new kind of gunship that is referenced in some later novels for the Primaris era of Space Marines. Maybe we will see it at some point as a model in the main game, the tabletop. Veteran Sergeant Cominus and as I said, the Chosen of Vesperer are accompanying Tetrarch Decimus or Felix. His insignia is effectively a Medusa head in the inverted Omega of the Ultramarines, and his Gravis armor is adorned with many relics and is described as very regal. Well, they come here in order to help the Wolf Spears maintain the Pit of Roccus ridden planet, because every night the rift, as the sun is succeeding, the star of this system, Beta Calipus, is succeeding, the Pit of Roccus floods the fields of Ulfheim with demons. And actually we do see in the 6th chapter, after we are introduced to the setting in the 5th chapter, we see very nice mention of the Rhino transports and how they are basically too small now for the Primaris Space Marines. It's a nice kind of Easter egg. They go and inspect the area where the incursions are coming, and again we see them in the 13th chapter as we are introduced to the Matrinator Repulsor tank, and its tech marines Truncus and Delus, as they participate in an evening battle, the usual battle that every night the Wolf Spears are battling against demon forces. Then we jump to chapters 18 and then 21, where in such an evening battle, actually a Soul Grinder, a great demon engine, is attacking the field, and we see how difficult it is to battle this such a monstrosity, but they effectively, in the end, they come victorious, and they destroy this filthy construct. We have on a couple of chapters that are a bit of filler, in the sense that they move along the character progression and presentation, and it's the 30th chapter that we will talk about it later. That is basically the last battle of the pit, and when we start to get the ending of this book. But before we go there, let's also explore the third setting of the book, which is quite interesting for the heretics and those who like a bit of chaos. So, the third setting of the book follows Warsmith Kravarek of the Iron Warriors, as he is plundering through an Eldari, I think it's a Corsair's spacecraft. It's the seventh chapter is great in presenting this battle between the Iron Warriors and the Eldari. At the end, Kravarek decides to unleash a hellbrute called Goragamak and destroy the remaining forces of the Eldari upon this spacecraft, in order, in the end, to set a gate using this Wraithbone construct that Eldaris have, and allow a retinue of Dark Mechanicus teleport in the spaceship, as they carry a casket which we are explained that has inside it some kind of an android construct that can be used to capture, to materiate the Neverborn, the demons. There are 8 Magos of the Dark Mechanicus and 4 more advanced, more upgraded Dark Mechanicus that are basically called probably Myrmidons. It's this new resculpt that we have seen, like a few weeks ago, that will come for 30k Mechanicus. It's a great kind of unit, like a beefed up Skitari. It's like a Skitari Sedurion, let's say. Fabius Bile is mentioned. Gifts for some kind of ritual are mentioned that the Iron Warriors should have brought. And after boarding the Ferrus Indignatum, the Iron Warriors ship, and detonating the Eldari ship, we are told that we are going to Gesan for a Forge World, where there will be the invocation of someone that we mustn't say his name, which basically is Vastor the Archifane. We skip to the 11th chapter and the 12th chapter, where we go through the Gesan 4, and we are readying the ritual, in which at the end, using those gifts that are various technological machinery artifacts, and this ancient relic of a body that was within the casket, a machine body, the Archifane, Vastor the Archifane, is invoked and captured effectively within this body materialized. Upon the Ferrus Indignatum ship, he is told that for his freedom, Vastor has to give his captors, first of all, the Warsmith. He wants to attain the Attilan Gap gate machineries from Cole. He wants to capture this gate, and the Dark Mechanicus just want to understand the technology, the Necron technology behind Cole's invention, effectively striking a deal with Vastor, who basically is doing his own thing. And many chapters ahead, in 24th chapter, we see him being visited upon this Iron Warrior ship by Silic, a Slaanesh demon that we understand that basically was the soul grinder that Felix destroyed on the planet that they are stationed now. And we are informed that Vastor wants Silic to call upon all the soul riders and their greater one, Anthragor, to lead them upon the false wolf world, as it is called. So he will give again a new soul rider body to Silic in order for him to rally the other soul grinders. And as he moves away, he leaves behind some kind of a voodoo doll made of wires that he used to incorporate himself, found by the Iron Warriors, who start to understand that Vastor is not as captured, maybe we can say, as they thought. We have a very nice chapter in 27 where it's explained how the Forge of Souls of Vastor is working. We see the birth of a new demon engine, and Silic in his new body is going out in the vast wastelands that surround the Forge of Souls, and calls upon all the soul grinders, who in themselves then agree to follow Vastor's orders and invade effectively the planet of Ulfheim. And at this point, the three settings basically start to mix, because we will see that in the end we have a great battle where all the soul riders are invading Ulfheim, and at the end, near the end, as Nfragor is about to kill Felix, Belisarius Cole and his fleet arrive at the scene. Cole goes down to the planet. He activates his pylons and basically saves Felix, because at the end the pylons create an anti-warp field that does affect everyone there with smaller or greater psychic powers. It's a devastating situation. Navigators, telepaths from the Imperium are actually destroyed. The Space Marines even feel this, and the Soul Grinders are done because of it. Not before the pylons actually shoot into the rift, the Raucus Rift and the Pit of Raucus Rift, and closing it, meaning that Belisarius Cole is triumphant in this great work of him, trying to create a Necrons-based system, a weapon, an artifact, how you want to call it, that can obliterate rifts. The book closes with Felix being one of the first Primaris, and seeing Cole as an abusive adoptive father that turned him into what he is. He doesn't want to reconcile with Cole, and Cole is presented both as this cold, calculating machine man, but both having some relatable traits close to that of fatherhood. It's a very nice representation of these characters and how deep they go with their relations. The fact remains that Cole is successful in his endeavor. In the meantime, Vastor actually breaks free and reiterates his his relationship with the Iron Warriors and the warsmith that captured him, Kravarek. Effectively, they come under his service, and this is a nod to what will probably come in the 11th edition of the game, of the tabletop. There are very many rumors that the Iron Warriors will get some sort of maybe units or upgrade sprues or even their own army. Dark Mechanicus are always, especially after Vastor came in the scene, and we could see a new chaotic, a new heretical army that could combine the Dark Mechanicus, the demon engines of Vastor, and the Iron Warriors, maybe all together. Maybe we get a couple of new armies, but it's important that in this book that develops this story further and sets some basis for the upcoming endeavors of Gilliman, that the Iron Warriors are having such pivotal role. We could probably see another demon Primarch in the sense of getting Perturabo as a mini and as Dataseed, as give him a new role in the main lore and the game. Also, before we go, we should mention that there is a character that we didn't mention, basically. It's a servitor called Eremenitas, which accompanies Solana of Mars, and in the end he is shown trying to bribe, and succeeding actually, one of the Tech Marines, the Forge Masters on Ulfheim, into sending an encrypted message back to Mars, and by bribing them, by giving them some more resources. And we can see that there will be some implications between Mars and Belisarius Cole, who effectively has committed great deals of tech heresy with creating a hybrid of new Necron technologies and Imperium technologies. Overall, this book was a great read. It had great characters, a lot of nice battles, many technological aspects and matters explained very, very good, very well. I myself am an engineer, and I could feel that there has been, some studying in what they were trying to convey with all this technological jargon and gibberish at some point. It's science fiction. It's not, a study on some scientific research center. Overall, I can't recommend it enough. It's one of the first big books that I have read in the hobby. As I have told you, I'm fairly new to it. I know that I miss a lot of the bases done with the Dawn of Fire series, and the Dark Imperium series, and all the previous Belisarius Cole books. I need to get onto them. But even if someone has some very basic knowledge of the setting, I do believe that it can open various rabbit holes for him or her, to research further and understand better how the Warhammer 40k setting is going towards the 11th edition of the game, lore-wise, and with all the potential that it has. So, Thank you for listening in this first episode of this book presentation series. Hopefully, soon I will have some more books to show you, and for me, have some nice dice.